run across while rummaging through the closets in search of Christmas ornaments or an old snorkel set. At the point where my own memories began, my mother had already begun a courtship with a man who would become her second husband, and I sensed, without explanation, why photographs had to be stored away. The path of my father's life occupied the same terrain as a book my mother once bought. A book called Origins, a collection of creation tales from around the world, stories of Genesis and the tree where man was born, Prometheus and the gift of fire, the tortoise and the new legend that floated in space, supporting the weight of the world on its back. Later, when I became more familiar with the narrower path of happiness to be found in television and the movies, I become troubled by questions. What supported the tortoise? Why did an omnipotent God let a snake cause such grief? Why didn't my father return? But at the age of 5 or 6, I was satisfied to leave these distant mysteries intact. Each story self-contained and as true as the next, carried off into peaceful dream. Yet my father looked nothing like the people around me, but he was black as pitch. My mother white as milk, barely registered in my mind. In fact, I can recall only one story that dealt explicitly with the subject of race. As I got older, it would be repeated more often, as if it captured the essence of the morality tale that my father's life had become. According to the story, after long hours of study, my father had joined my grandfather and several other friends at a local Waikiki bar. Everyone was in a festive mood, eating and drinking to the sounds of slack key guitar, when a white man abruptly announced to the bartender, loudly enough for everyone to hear, that he shouldn't have to drink good liquor next to a nigger. The room fell quiet, and people turned to my father expecting a fight. Instead, my father stood up, walked over to the man, smiled, and proceeded to lecture him about the folly of bigotry, the promise of the American dream, and the universal rights of man. This fella felt so bad when Barack was finished,